Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to a brand new single-player modded series. We are in a 1.10.2 Skyblock. No, it's not Skyfactory 3. This is SkyExchange. It's a third-party mod pack on the Curse launcher, and it's kind of a different kind of a Skyblock. It revolves around Project E. And I think it's going to be super awesome. I've been playtesting it for the last hour or two, really enjoying it. And I said, you know what? Let's do a series on this. So I think you guys are really going to like this. It's by JasonAnaminus. I'll put a link to the Curse Forge page in the description. But it's on the Curse launcher. So if you want to play along, Curse launcher, and it's called SkyExchange. So we start in a void world with this grass block and nothing else. And you're probably wondering, how in the world do we proceed from here? So, we have the Better Questing mod, and if you hit the grave key, it'll bring this up. And this will kind of walk you through everything you need. So this is a true quest-based Skyblock, which I like. And it says, hey, how do you do this? And it'll kind of tell you how to go through this whole thing. So, essentially, this particular block right here will always regenerate. So, you can see if we jump, we just have to kind of get lucky. And sometimes that'll happen. Getting this first dirt block is without a doubt the worst part. Oh, there we go. We got it. Okay, so we got our one dirt block. And now we can go through and get more fairly easily by just standing here. And this dirt block will always regenerate. Always, always, always. We can also go ahead and claim that. Doesn't give us a reward, I don't believe, but other than a little chat pop-up that says I'm doing well. But we want to I want to kind of expand this little platform a bit. And then we can get into some other things. There we go. Oh, I need one more. There we go. Okay. So let's, we'll expand this a bit. There we go. Once we have 4 grass blocks, as I said, this whole thing is built around Project E. So we can take those 4 dirt and make a Philosopher's Stone, which is going to be needed for all sorts of Project E stuff. That also will complete another quest for us, which is pretty fantastic. We can claim it and get ourselves 4 more grass blocks. And then we can do one of those. If we right-click this, it'll transmute into something different. And if I break a grass block with that Philosopher's Stone, it basically gives us a sapling. It gives us that acorn. So there's all sorts of unique ways to progress in this Skyblock, which I think is pretty fantastic. Your typical modded Skyblock they all kind of start the same way, and this one is very different, and I really enjoy it for that. Also, Skyblocks in general are very grindy, which is why I don't play them on the channel too often, but I kind of think that having Project E in the pack is going to make a big difference, and we won't have to worry so much about that problem, that issue. So I think that's really good. Let's get all this wood. We're going to expand our platform a bit more, obviously. There we go. Let's just kind of work our way up. There we go. Definitely want to get these saplings and all this other stuff. The rest of this, some of it I'm just going to have to let it fall into the void, but that's okay. Once we get our transmutation tablet, we'll be in good shape, and we'll be able to take a lot of the grind out of these Skyblock mod packs, and I'm really looking forward to that. So let's make ourselves well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's get more dirt. I kind of have a little bit of an idea here for what I want this to look like, and I'm thinking we'll go here, there, and there. And then I'm just going to put this here for the minute. And then we'll put slabs down kind of in a diamond shape, like so. I do want to kind of make an attempt to make my base look sort of decent. It's kind of difficult in the early game, but it'll be easier in this, because the other cool thing, too, is that, well, I don't actually have any saplings right now. But if we let this tree grow, grow tree, we'll have, there we go. We can actually, I'm in the tree right now. There we go. We can actually transmute this into other types of wood. And we can actually do the same thing with leaves. So if these being spruce leaves, I can break these and hopefully get a spruce sapling. You can see how that might be useful as far as building and stuff goes, and for making our base look good. It'll be nice to have access to these other materials early in the game. Haven't gotten any saplings from these guys yet, though. Either way, I'm going to work on this a bit, guys. I'm going to do some grinding and kind of get ourselves to the next step, and I'll come back to you in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back. So I've been working on this for a little while. It's now night. I grew 3 trees. We've got a decent amount of wood. Let's take a look and see what's next in our quest book. We've got that we can claim. We need to do impatience. We need to do barrels out, and we need to do the crook. Let's start with the crook, I think. Because if we can get ourselves a silkworm, which would be good, then we can move on and start advancing. The barrels, I found from testing the pack beforehand, when you make the barrel and you complete the barrel quest thing, it's going to automatically start raining, so they'll fill up right away, which is great. I also need a bigger platform fairly soon, it looks like. But that's okay. Can I please get a silkworm? Just one? I just need one. And there's no vein miner in this pack, I should say. So those of you who already have written comments saying, use vein miner, it's not in the pack. And I don't want to modify the pack too much. I did make one minor modification, and that was to add mouse tweaks, which is just a mod that makes some inventory management type stuff a little bit easier. It's a mod that I've kind of fallen in love with over the years, and at this point I just really struggle to live without it. So, all right, there we go. So we've got ourselves 3 silkworms now. So once we chop down this tree, we should be good. Chopping down this tree, though, that's going to be a little bit of a task. Tell you what, let me get this done off camera, and I'll come back to you. All right, guys, I am back. So, tree is chopped down, leaves are decaying, we're all in good shape there. Now, I want to go ahead and get some rain barrels going for one of our other quests, and I think I want, at least 4 of them, I think. Let's go 4. And let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that for the minute. And then we'll go ahead and claim that quest. And now it's going to start raining, and these will start filling up. Actually, you know what? I think I want 1 more, just for good measure. Because the thing is, we want enough rain and enough water to make sure that we can make an infinite water source. And in order to do that, I'm going to need clay and clay buckets and all that kind of stuff. So, like, we've got this guy right here, the unfired bucket, which I believe will actually hold water. Yeah, porcelain clay. I don't actually need to fire it, I don't think, in order for me to pick stuff up with it. But I do need dust so I can make clay. So the way that you get that is you put down dirt and you turn it into sand. And then you can actually take the sand and hammer that into dust, like so. And that will give you clay. So that's how you actually get the clay. Let's just get the rest of this. And I'm going to go ahead and get those going, because I want to make sure I have enough clay for what I want to do here. We'll let those fill up. They should be able to fill up one more time, at least, before the rain stops, which is good. I also want to make sure that I have at least 2 of them filled with water, because otherwise I'm not actually going to have the water to make an infinite water source, and then that's a problem. We are going to need a little bit more dirt, and I think I'm going to have to look at expanding my platform again fairly soon here. But let's get some of this. 2 more. There we go. And there's actually an easy way to get bone meal in this as well. We can turn all this into sand, like so. Gather all that up. And once we have this, we can turn it into compressed sand, like so. And we can break that with the Philosopher's Stone, which will give us bone meal. And that'll actually complete another quest for us as well. Oh, it didn't register the compressed sand. I'm going to have to make more. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me get that done, and then I'll come right back to you. All right, so we've got that quest all completed. So now we can claim that. That'll give us a little bit more bone meal. And then I think we can use that. Oh, actually, I got to break that first. There we go. I think. No? Is that not how you make porcelain clay? Ash. Okay. Oh, that's a little different. Okay, let's see if there's a quest about this. So the bucket. Put dust, clay block. Yep. Can then use that clay block to... Oh, so I can actually do that? No. Hold on. Craft porcelain buckets can hold... Use that... So how do I... Oh, here we go. I think I'm looking... Or am I just losing my mind? I may be losing my mind. Because it says I need ash. But in order to get ash, I need to smelt stuff. How can I smelt stuff if I have no water? Or no cobblestone? This is very strange. Let's see, we got the bone meal. We've got that figured out. That's all fine. Lava is required for obsidian. Melting cobblestone. Yeah, but I don't actually have access to said cobblestone. It says we can use the clay block. Let's try this. If we look in NEI... It doesn't say we can do anything with this other than the clay balls. Let me see if I can get this figured out, guys. I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back, and I'm kind of an idiot. So I'm jumping the gun. I'm trying to jump ahead to the porcelain clay, but really what I should be doing is working my way towards a sieve or a sieve. Both pronunciations are correct. Depends on, they're both correct. Anyway, I want to work my way towards one of those using these silkworms to make a mesh, and then once that's done, then we shouldn't have any problems because I'll be able to make the ash that we need to get everything going. So, that is the plan. I need to grow these trees, infect them with silkworms so they become all silky and drop a bunch of string for us, and then I'll be able to work my way towards the crucible. So let me get to it, guys. All right, guys, I am back. So I've been gathering some dirt. I've got about 2.5 stacks now, which is great, and I've been waiting on these leaves to become infested, which they now are. So if I take a crook to these and break them, I should be able to get not only enough string to make myself a bed, but also enough string to make a sieve, which is going to be extremely important so that I can get cobble and all that kind of stuff, and work on crucibles and, all that kind of good stuff. So let me harvest all of these leaves, and we'll see just how much string we get. So the good news is we got about a little over 2.5 stacks of string, which is plenty. That will last us. That will do exactly what we need it to. Let's actually make 1, 2, 3, just enough for a bed. Let's do that. And let's actually make ourselves a bed just so we can change it from day to night and stuff as needed. The bad news, though, is that we didn't get any more silkworms. So apparently this particular version of Nilo, or however it's pronounced, doesn't give you silkworms from breaking infested leaves. So if I want more string, I'll have to get it some other way. But for now, this should be adequate. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a mesh, like so. And then we need... Okay, that should be doable. Actually, I've got some of these guys right here. Let's make an oak sieve. I'll put that guy over here, and we'll put the mesh in there. And now I think if I sieve dirt, yes, that gives us small stones. It also gives us seeds for like melons and stuff too, which is great. But that will give us the cobble that we need to make a furnace. Then, once we've made a furnace, we'll have what we need to make... Ooh, I need some sticks. We'll have what we need to make some ash. Let's do this. I want to get some charcoal going here. And I should probably make a couple torches real quick. But... there we go, charcoal. And I'm just going to do... yeah, we'll turn that all into charcoal. That'll give me plenty of what I need, I think. Let's also do one of those. And let's see, we've got 4 bone meal. We'll probably want to take 2 stacks of this and make that into ash. But anyway, I'm going to get back to it. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got my bone meal, I've got some clay, I've got some ash, I have more cooking up over here. But let's give this a try. That makes 4 porcelain clay. And then let's just take a look. If we do this, it needs me to make 2 buckets. Okay. So we'll need more of this. We're going to need more bone meal as well, but we can work on that. But if we do that, that makes an unfired bucket. Okay, so this should work. Now, do I want to try... I mean, because we can sieve down the dust, and that is one way to get bone meal. What's the drop rate on that? 20%, so 1 out of every 5, essentially. Or we could do the compressed sand and get it every time. I think I'd rather just get it every time, because dirt, super easy to get, since I can just break this block right here forever and get all the dirt I'll ever need. So I'll just go for the guaranteed method and grind out another one of these unfired buckets. All right, guys, I'm back. I've got my 2 buckets here, ready to go. And that means that we have opened up another quest. So we're good there, and then we need to... so we're going to get 3 bone meal, and I think I'll take the other bone meal, because it's not too hard for me to get ash. I just have to basically cook sticks. I've got that, and this. What do we need for a crucible? I think it's 7, right? For an unfired crucible? Yeah, 7 porcelain clay. So, if we do this, break that all down, this will give us enough. We should be able to basically make a Cobble Jen here, like, soon, which is awesome. That's super, super awesome. Let's put you down there, break that. That gives us the extra bone meal we need. There's our porcelain clay. And unfired crucible, which I'll just toss in there. Awesome. Okay. And I don't actually need the rain anymore. So let's sleep to make it go away because rain is annoying. There we go. Good, good, good. We now have a fired crucible. I will need one of these. And one of those. So we can make a torch. That'll allow us to make lava. Did we also just complete this quest? We did. And it just gives us 4 dirt, which isn't much. I was hoping for a little bit of a better reward there, but that's okay. Now, we've got our buckets here. And these, obviously, we can use to make an infinite water source. So let's go like this. Well, where do we want our infinite water source? Probably, I'm kind of thinking off this way, maybe? Behind here? Let's do that. And we're just going to very slowly work our way down like so. And back up. Make sure we grab our water. There we go. Good stuff. And now we'll put our infinite water source, I think, right here. We'll actually make like a 3x3 one, more just for symmetry's sake than anything else. Let's see. Do that. And I'm just going to bring this around like so. And I'm going to convert these ones right here into full blocks. And there we go. All right, so now infinite water source. There we go. Nice big infinite water source. Now these buckets no longer matter. They're really not important anymore. So I can just convert those into clay. Which I might as well. And there. Awesome. All right, now I've got my crucible. So we need to make lava. And I think I've got 4 cobble in here. Good, good, good. Where do we want to put this? Let's just say for now, oh no, that's a bad place for it. I don't want it anywhere where it could possibly fall off the edge. Let's just put it right here for the minute. And like that. And we'll fill that up with cobble, let this sink, and it'll slowly turn itself into lava. And then we'll be able to make ourselves a Cobble Jen, which will be awesome and very, very, very useful. So let's take some dirt and let's say Cobble Jen. I'll put off in this direction. So once again, we're going to need a water bucket, which I'm just going to put right there. And we'll just kind of work our way down. Let's actually go 2. That should be enough, I think. There we go. And then I don't suppose... Oh, I totally can reach. Good, good, good. There we go. So, Cobble Jen. Let's see if I remember from my pro Minecraft skills how to make a halfway decent Cobble Jen. So we're going to want Let's see. Lava. Let's see. We'll want our actual cobble to form probably right here. So let's just do something like this. I want that to form there. So ultimately, we'll want... Yeah. Okay. This is right. Sometimes I have to think because I can never, like, I never remember where specific things are supposed to go. But we'll bring this over like that. The water itself is going to flow down into the void right here. And we'll bring this up and over. And yes, I know that looks absolutely horrendously bad. I know. It looks terrible. It's okay. Don't worry. But that should work. And then that is lava. We can put that there. Haha! Cobble Jen. Sweet. All right, now, let's make sure that we actually did it correctly. I think we did. But that should do the trick. And we'll ultimately probably put a hopper right here once we have iron and stuff to help us gather this a little bit. That's why I left this gap right here. But we got ourselves a Cobble Jen, we got stone tools, we got through all the really kind of super early game grindy stuff. So I think this is a great place to go ahead and end the episode, guys. If you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking forward to SkyExchange, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.